All right. I don't know what happened, y'all, but I'm gonna let Kevin come back on in. Okay, let's try this again.
What's up?
I don't know
I
what.
see you hanging up on people.
I don't know what happened. All I know is
See?
I was adjusting, pushing the camera, the thing, and it was just like, no.
Hold on, let me fix this light. I think I want a little brighter. There we
All
go.
right,
I think that's better.
I think that's great too. Okay, what's going on,
Y'all got to
everybody?
excuse me. I don't have a haircut, but hey.
Yes. So y'all, tonight we are doing 101. Welcome to my show. I am Michael Jonvier. I'm the host of 101, the Instagram live show. I do this every Monday and Tuesday. We pick a topic and we do a one-on-one. It's kind of like history 101 and sociology 101. Yesterday, I did a one-on-one where we talked about marriage, fidelity, and forgiveness. And we did that with Lacey and Freshie, a popular lesbian couple here in Atlanta. And it got me to thinking about my own love life or the attempt thereof. Before I go any further, you guys, Kevin and myself are both influencers, and Instagram is now doing a little something where you can buy badges. So if you want to buy a badge that supports us, they are 99 cents, $1.99,
Oh,
and $5.99. You can just buy it, and the money goes like directly into our pocket. So get a badge if you love our content. You want to see us do more shows like this. So the
I
topic
appreciate
for
it. I never
tonight.
looked at myself as an influencer.
Yes, he's an influencer. Listen, he popping on Twitter, y'all. Y'all better make sure y'all follow him. I am Kevin Terrell. He's like got that. He posts something that everybody got something to say about it.
You are so.
So tonight, y'all, the topic is bad dating 101. And I decided I wanted to speak with Kevin because he popped in last night on the live that I was doing with Lacey and Freshie. And I just thought the timing of that was really interesting because I was thinking about my own love life and dating and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. Vulnerable moment here for me. Dating is very hard for me. It's excruciatingly hard for me. It's not something I necessarily enjoy, but I know to ultimately have what I want is part of the process. So I'm learning to like it and enjoy it and not see it so much as an obstacle to just get what I want, but like a pathway to it. Kevin was somebody that I was interested in earlier this year, and try as I might, or try as he might not have wanted to, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. We pretty much just abruptly um, stopped talking after a situation that involved my birthday, and there was a number of things that led up to that. So he and I are going to have a difficult conversation where we kind of talk about that because I feel like nobody has these difficult conversations. Um, a lot of times when we break up or stop talking to people or we decide that it's going to be done, we just, it's done. You either hate the person, you don't deal with them no more. And one of the things I'm trying to learn how to do is, move with a bit more grace. I think I can definitely stand to move with a lot more grace, actually. So, Kevin, what I want to do is I want you to tell me, your side of things. I tell you my side of things, and I guess we can both say where we kind of feel like we could have did better, or what we messed up at, or what we learned from the situation. You know.
Definitely understand that. Well, I'm Kevin Terrell. I never saw myself as an influencer, so thanks. Appreciate that. Um, I'm not necessarily going to say that it went wrong or there were mistakes. I don't even necessarily want to call it bad dating. But I will say that when we started communicating, I think that we were definitely already on two different paths. Because I kind of told you, like, I was still trying to heal from my past relationship. I didn't really want, a significant other. I wasn't really trying to be tied down in a relationship. And I was also practicing abstinence. So I wasn't really big on, like, cuddling and all that stuff. I just, we can hang out. We can go have a great time, have some food, have some drinks, and part ways. I'm looking for somebody to just have a good time with, no labels, no expectations. And it was kind of like, I don't know if it's because it was the first time you had shot your shot or the first time we had communicated it, where it was kind of like you heard me, but you weren't hearing me. So I just felt like it just went from like me not saying that I wanted to be in any type of relationship or have a boyfriend or any of those things to, okay, well, I still feel this way about you. So what about my feelings? And it was kind of like I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings or, be mean, but it was kind of like it went from, me having a conversation with you, like, no, I don't want to come to your house and spend the night and cuddle. Like, I'll come over, we can hang out, but then I'll go home to like, it just kind of felt like you were kind of offended because I wouldn't come to your house and spend the night. It's kind of like, oh, I always do this and I always do that. And it's like, I'm not trying to get you in bed. I'm not trying to make you have sex with me. And it's like, I just don't want to do it. I don't feel as a grown man I should have to sit and explain to somebody in detail, like, hey, I like sex. If we lay in bed together and we start to cuddle, I'm going to eventually pull your clothes down, pull my clothes down, and we're going to get down. Okay? But it was kind of like I was trying to, go things different ways. And it was kind of like you weren't necessarily hearing it, or you weren't. And it was like the first time you asked me, I said no. Then it was like you kept asking. It's kind of like, all right, now you're just not respecting like my boundaries and my wishes. I'm clearly like, I don't want to spend the night. Like, even the time you fell asleep in my house, I was kind of like, all right, wake up, go home. Like, it wasn't anything against you. Like, I enjoy you as a person. Like, that's why I agreed to even do this. And we still talk. I don't feel like we ended on bad terms. I just felt like we needed to, like, dead the situation of where it was going, because I didn't feel like we were on the same necessarily wave path. And it does go, deeper than just, the whole sex thing, or you wanting to cuddle, or you always invite me to your house. It was kind of like you had your journey that you were on. I know you talk about it with your followers and stuff like that, but you were on your weight loss journey. So proud of you. I'm still here for it. There were many times I was like, hey, let's go to the gym together. Let's work out together. Like, I pushed you. When you didn't want to go, I'm like, no, get your ass up and go. You got a goal that you want to reach and all those things. But it was kind of like you weren't where you wanted to be in your own light, or in your own lane, to be in your own confidence. So it's kind of like, no matter what I said to you, no matter how I talked to you, no matter what I offered you, it just wasn't enough to get you to that point. It was like, even when it came to like you wanting to dress and go places, because I brought it to your attention, like, how come when you come see me, you always look like you can go to sleep? Like, you always got on jogging pants. It's like you're not getting dressed and you're like, oh, well, you weren't, you're losing the weight and you don't really want to spend too much money on clothes. You never really were a clothes person because of, your insecurities. And I'm like, all right, cool. But I worked in a clothing store. What'd I tell you? Come to my job. Try on any one fucking thing you want. It could be me and you in the fitting room. We're going to find your size. We're going to find everything that looks good on you. And we're going to build it. Like, and you just were not like receptive to it. So it's like, how do I date somebody who I'm trying to, I know you have interest in me, and I think you're absolutely, I had a great time with you. There's not one complaint I can sit here and say that we went out or we hung out and I left with a bad taste in my mouth. I can say that I left knowing that you wanted more from me than I wanted to give, or that I could give in that moment. So that was like the biggest reason of why I really honestly was just like, I got to dead this where it is, because if I don't, it's just going to continue to, fester in you. And then that whole birthday situation was like, boom.
Okay, I completely understand that. So for me, on my end, so as you know, like I said, I saw you maybe like a year or a year and a half before, like, we actually officially met face to face and like decided, let's hang out, let's see what's up with each other. And I liked you then, but as ever, I tell people all the time, I'm not trying to fuck on nobody's man. I'm not somebody who try to come in between two people.
Let's leave my ex out of this, okay? Because he didn't have. I wish he had those same. If he had those same feelings, we'd still be together. He was fucking. Oh, never. Let's keep this going.
Right. So like, I'm not trying to mess up nobody else's man. So when I found that you were in a relationship, I respectfully backed away. Then I was on Jacked. He was on Jacked. I saw you on there. I was like, oh, yo, it's Kevin. I was like, hey, you hit me up, and I was like, yo, what's up? How you doing? It's good to see you. You look great. He was like, you look great too. And I was like, damn, he thinks I look great. I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling it. I don't really feel like I look great. But he's interested, so let me see what's up. So I think I was just so starstruck in that moment that I was just kind of like, oh, well, he's showing interest in me. Let me pounce on this. This is somebody that I've wanted to talk to for a while. I've always had a crush on. So I was in the whole go after that mode. You know what I mean? Like, bam, bam, here it is. Let me knock down the barriers.
Understandable. Who wouldn't want somebody who wants to run the bathroom?
Right. So we we talked and everything like that, and then I'm not gonna lie, I was in a mood.
You already know I got my wine. Don't judge me.
Right. I know. Yeah, you're wine. I wanted to do something, and you were like, no, I'm not on that tip right now. That's not what I'm on. That's not what I'm trying to do. And I was just kind of like, why? Like, what's going on? Is this something?
Yeah, like that's how I felt. I felt like you were offended because I wasn't trying to jump in bed with you.
Right. So no, right. So I was bothered because for me, I thought the persona that you gave off to me. That this is now. I'm not saying that you give this off.
No, I heard you.
Was somebody who was, let's be real about it. That she was DTF. That she be down to fuck. And so like at that point in time, like I said, I was going through something. I had just got through doing a project where my looks had got me pushed to the background. So I was like getting attention from somebody who was really attractive. And I was like, okay, it was like medicine for me at the time. And so I tried to go forward with it. And then, you know, you told me about your celibacy situation. You told me about your ex. You were rebounding from that. And so immediately in the back of my head, I was thinking like, okay, here we go. Here we go. Why, when it comes to me, it's always an ex, or it's always a celibacy situation, or it's always things and epithets that will push me to like a friend zone? Because for me, I'm always the friend. I'm always the side. I was always the sidekick. I was always the friend, the big brother, the uncle, or whatnot. I was like, no, I want to be the love interest. I want to be the nigga that people want. Like, that's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, you know, but let me be patient, because my first lesson in healing was patience.
Okay.
That was my first lesson in healing, was patience. That I need to try to meet people where they are. And just because somebody's going through something, don't mean you be like, and go about your business. You know, if it's not something that's going to devastate you or destroy you, try to see if you can kind of walk with them through the fog. Because I know you seem like you needed healing, and I know I definitely needed healing. I had just started my process. You know, you had just broke up with your guy, so you were going through your process too. But basically,
we hadn't just broke up now. I don't want to put that out there. We hadn't just broke up. Me and him been broke up since December 2019. We've been broke up for a minute. But I was healing from the fact that less than, 4 months after we broke up, he was in a whole new relationship. Then less than a year after we broke up, they're living together. So it was just like all these different levels of shit, and then trust issues. Because then, you know, I got a new nigga who's trying to fuck with me, but then I got my old nigga who I'm like, okay, you met this nigga, now all of a sudden you're in a relationship. Like, did you already know this nigga? So all those questions. So when you have all of those unanswered questions from a previous situation that are rolling through your head, it's hard to really attach and fuck with somebody.
Well, yeah, and see, so for me, I'm thinking like, okay, well, maybe this, you did say that, because I do remember you said it was like a while before that. I was thinking that, oh my goodness, well, shouldn't he be over this by now? Like, they haven't been together for a while. Like, why is he so stuck on his ex? I was like, what is this case of the ex situation that these people be having? Like, move on. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking. And I guess in my own way, I was hoping and I was thinking, like, I'll be around him, he'll move on, and when he's ready to move on, I'll be that guy.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was hoping. So fast forward, you know, to that, you know, I was doing what I normally do when I date. For me, I call it putting forth effort, you know, like inviting them over, trying to go see them. If I don't have the money, trying to do something like in the house, you know, to entertain, but just to spend quality time, you know what I'm saying, with the person. Like, that's for me, togetherness is what I was after. And it just kind of felt like no matter what I did or what I said, I fell short. Like, I just wasn't enough. And so it was really discouraging to me. And your demeanor was icy.
Oh.
It was giving me real ice. And for me, I'm such a fiery person. Whether I'm giving off simmering heat or I'm giving off a blaze, I'm such a fiery person. And I was just like, why is it that I'm not enough? Like, what is it about me that's not making this guy move along? And so I started to doubt myself. And my birthday came around, and after the year that I just had before, 2020, besides COVID, the pandemic and stuff like that, you know, as you know, I had issues, you know, and I'll talk about this in another live, you guys, sexual assault, the whole project that I was a part of beforehand that went to hell in a handbasket, the drama surrounding that. People treating me horrifically because of my weight and my size at the time. It was a lie. And then that situation, I was doubting myself, and I was like, I'm not enough for him. And it's really fucking me up. And my birthday.
But see, that was where I say we were on two different paths, because when we first got together.
I'm telling you about my birthday. So then my birthday comes along, and so let's be clear, the event for my birthday was lackluster. So I had told you about that earlier in the day. Like, I was like, okay, it's not coming together. This birthday event is supposed to be happening for me. People was canceling on me left and right. So it got down to where it was just you and my other friend Maurice. Shout out to Maurice for me, y'all. Y'all check him out. And I really wanted you to come. Like, that would have made my night for you to come. Like, it's just us spending time together. And when you decided to, you know, I think you hung out with your friends and you had got tipsy, and you were like, yeah, I'm tipsy, I've been drinking and stuff like that. I was like, he can go hang out with his friends anytime he wants to. This is my birthday. Like, why can't I be the priority on this day? and you decided you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna go, I'm not gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fucked me up. And then the next day when I wanted to talk with you about it, you know, you kind of like blew it off. You laughed it off. And my birthday, for those of you that don't know, my birthday is February 12th. And Valentine's Day is February 14th. And so for me, every year, that's always a rough patch for me because like I said before, guys, relationships are really, really hard for me. And all that combined, I was just like, I need to leave this alone. After we had a final conversation, I wanted you to be like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, this and this and this.
I apologize. I told you I was sorry. I didn't apologize to you, Mikey. I apologized to you because you felt some type of way. I apologized to you because I left you feeling some type of way. I didn't apologize to you for not necessarily making it out.
Like, let's for not going. You didn't apologize for not going. You apologized for hurting my feelings.
Yeah, I did.
And so
I wasn't attempting to hurt your feelings or set out to do that. So I apologize for that. But that makes it seem like I just like blew it off like completely and never even like acknowledged the fact that you felt some type of way.
Yeah, man, you chuckled and then you did like,
well, I chuckled because I felt like you were so overly like, baby, you was okay. So let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100 about your birthday. The shit was falling apart. You were texting me telling me how all this shit wasn't going on. DJs wasn't doing this. You left off flyers here and there and da 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 da. You ready to go off on people like I literally have all these text messages. I'm just like, oh my God, all this drama, like all this stuff that's going on. And mind you, we had only been hanging out and talking for maybe what, 2 weeks before your birthday. So it's not like we had built like
hanging out 2 weeks before my birthday. That was, sir.
Nonetheless,
I met you.
Who?
I met you right after Christmas. My birthday is February 12th, so it wasn't 2 weeks.
I was dating like 4 people in January.
Okay, well you were okay.
But nonetheless, but hold on. Let me just say this though, Mike. When I met you, I told you I didn't want to be in a relationship. I didn't want to be in anything serious. I didn't want that. The reason I told you no is because you're telling me, oh, well, I'm going with you and your friends. Well, I don't know your friends. Like, why am I being put in this situation? Now I've been drinking. Drunk Kevin is different from regular Kevin. So you're already telling me that we're going to this place where you're having issues with the promoters. You're having people throwing the party. You have issues with them leaving your name off the flyer and not adding you. Now you're telling me I'm going with your friends. And now I'm kind of like, well, damn, I thought you originally invited me. Yeah, but now I'm bringing my friend too. Because your friend was not originally invited. Then I'm kind of like, well, damn, if you're going with your friend, y'all can just go have a good time. Like, why am I, like, it wasn't like you, hold on. It wasn't like you were throwing a birthday party or it was really a birthday event for you. It was really an event that you were going to on your birthday. And they just happened to like include things about your birthday because it was your birthday. But nowhere did you. But then you start complaining about them not doing what they're supposed to do. All this other stuff. And I'm like, I don't really want to do all this drama and stuff. And I've been drinking and I don't know how it's going to turn out. Yeah, I probably could have told you a little bit earlier. Yeah, I probably could have sucked it up and went. But I felt like in that moment, I did what was best for me and my drunk self.
For you. But my thing is this. No matter what I said today, it's my birthday. And we had plans. I had told you I wanted you to be with me for my birthday. You agreed that you were going to do that. And then you decided to do something completely different. And I didn't find out until we were on our way to pick you up. And you text me and you said that, oh, I'm not coming.
Is that how it really happened? Is that how it... Mike, I told you multiple times that day that I did not know if I was coming. I did not wait until you were on your way to get me to tell me I wasn't coming. You were never on your way to get me when I told you I wasn't coming. Don't be dramatic. Don't be dramatic. That's just a bit much.
I'm being truthful. I'm telling you how.
No, we still have text messages.
It don't matter.
Cards never lie. Listen, I told you that I was wrong, but I was also very cold. I was very cold because I felt like you were putting expectations on me when I already told you from the time that we first started dating, talking, whatever you want to call. Hold on.
Birthday.
Let me finish. It was your birthday, and I understand your feelings were hurt for your birthday. But I took you out for your birthday beforehand and bought you drinks, and we had a great time. Before your birthday. We hung out after your birthday. We hung out after all this happened, Mikey. No, we didn't just like cut off and swing.
We didn't hang out after this.
Okay. Nonetheless. I apologize. I apologized about your birthday, but I did not feel bad about not going. No, I felt like you put expectations on me that I shouldn't necessarily have had. Then I felt like the way that you reacted, like, nigga, like, we're not. In my head, we weren't dating. We were hanging out. Like, I didn't want a boyfriend. I told you that from the get-go. I wasn't fucking you, so I told you that from the get-go. We weren't having
No,
sex. We weren't intimate.
you were,
We didn't lay in bed. We didn't cuddle. We didn't make out. We hung out as like I was getting to know you. Like there was no expectation, and I felt like if I'd have gone to your party with you and your friends, you would have been introducing me around as the nigga you was dating or talking to or fucking on or however it would have been. And I just felt like there was just all these expectations that would have been expected of me to now be sitting in this role that I don't feel like I one want or two deserve. Like I told you from the get-go, Mike, like I'm not healed from my past. I literally had conversations with you for hours about my ex. Like who sits around and be like, oh.
You said we weren't dating. You said we weren't dating. And this is the thing that I have about guys and whatnot. You're doing all this different stuff that people are dating doing, but you don't want to put the label of dating on it.
What were we doing? Hold on. Were we kissing? Hold on. What are these things we were doing? We hung out, we went places, we had food, we had drinks. We weren't cuddling in bed. We weren't kissing. We weren't making out. We weren't making plans for the future. We wasn't fucking. I wasn't rubbing your ass or giving you head or sucking your dick. Like, come on now, Mike.
But no, we didn't do none of that because you said you were celibate.
Right, because I wasn't looking for it. So how are you sitting here saying what you don't like about niggas is we do all these things? I didn't ask you to cook for me. I didn't ask you to spend $1 on me. I didn't ask you to do things for me. The things you did for me, I appreciate it. It is. You absolutely. But Mike, can you be mad at me that you? But can you be mad that you put an effort to someone who told you from the beginning, I don't want it? Can you be mad at me? Can you blame me because you still put an effort when you even said on this live from the beginning, Mike? I told you when we met, I'm not healed from my ex. I still talk to that nigga. That nigga will call my phone while you laying there, and guess what I'm gonna do? Answer and might leave the room. You'll be upset about shit like that. I'm not ready for a relationship, but I told you that from the beginning. But you still did things. You still did these efforts. Ain't no motherfucker gonna turn down no effort. You show me a motherfucker that's gonna turn down effort, and I'll show you a effort.
You did though, but you're the motherfucker that turned down the effort.
Yes,
you just
at a certain point.
You did.
No, but I didn't turn down all effort, and that's why you feel some type of way.
Because I feel some type of way because you're labeling the effort that I was doing. All I was doing was the basics. People are so
and I appreciate them. But again, I told you from the beginning, Mike, I did not want to. I didn't want to be in a relationship. I didn't want to cuddle. I didn't want to have sex. I wasn't interested in sex. I wasn't interested in. I told you all these things.
I swore to all of that for my birthday. Like I said, we had talked about that throughout.
Yeah, I understand you were upset because I didn't come to your birthday, but I just sat here and told you the reason I ended up not coming is not that I wanted to let you down on your birthday, and I felt bad. I apologized to you. I told you I was sorry. The best that I can, I felt bad, but again, I felt like I set myself up in the expectation of if I show up for this nigga's birthday and it's just literally me, him, and his friend.
I would introduce you as a friend. That's it.
But again, I don't know, and again, I don't know what they're gonna think after. I didn't want to even put that out there. Like,
you didn't have a card.
I should have never. To be honest with you, I should have never accepted the invite. I should have never accepted the invite to hang out with you on your special day. I should not have.
I agree.
I should have been like, you know what? It's your birthday. Your friends are going to be there. I don't want to set expectations. I don't want to be put on display where people are like, oh, how did you guys meet? What are you guys doing? Do you like my friend? What do you think? Like, that's what friends do when you get around them. But again, that's what that's what my friends would do. If you come around my friends and I introduce you to my best friends, they're going to try to figure out who you are, what you're looking for.
Was your I don't give a fuck attitude about it.
Hold on one second. The person at the bottom that says Mike is a good guy. Mike is actually a great guy. Don't get it twisted. I don't want y'all to get it twisted that me and Mike did not. Hold on. Mike, let me say this.
Go ahead.
I don't want y'all to get it twisted that I didn't come off as being like me and Mike have crossed this path before Mike's weight loss and after Mike's weight loss. So I wasn't one of those bitches that wouldn't give him attention or wouldn't talk to him or communicate with him because he was a little bit thicker. That never bothered me. I just had a boyfriend when me and Mike first crossed paths. The second time me and Mike crossed paths, I was not healed from the 5-year relationship and 2-year engagement that I was in. So in that moment when I came off, I told you, like, I'm not looking for that. I'm sorry that your expectations, because you have been interested in me for so long, or you felt like it was like, damn, this is finally my chance. Like, it was your chance to just be there for me, be my friend, and watch me heal. But it was like, I started feeling like you started setting expectations of, I was your nigga, I was your man, or we like, and then it's like, you're like, oh, you're not appreciating shit. And I'm like, well, I'm not asking nobody. There's not a motherfucker alive that's going to turn down a motherfucker and be like, hey, you ain't got a car, but I'm finna come pick you up and take you to work. All right, cool, I appreciate it.
You do.
I'm not going to tell you no. You know how many
Let
crazy
me tell you,
motherfuckers is on the train?
That was my mistake. And one thing I did learn from that is...
It wasn't a mistake, because then that makes me feel like you only did it because you felt like you was going to get something from me.
Oh, no,
Did you do it with expectations of feeling like you was going to be my man?
I cared, and I was putting in effort.
Are you saying that? So are you saying, Mike, out of all the time that we hung out, I never showed you I cared? I never did anything to show. We're harping on your birthday, but like you just said before, we were hanging out way before your birthday. So are you trying to sit here and make it seem like because your birthday, every moment and everything that we did before that just doesn't? I just wanted to make sure.
I said, but you came off a lot of times as cold, and like with I don't give a fuck attitude. You did, Kevin.
I did, but I told you I wasn't healed. I'm still dealing with pain and animosity and shit that I have for my ex. Here you are, another Aquarius. Another Aquarius. I dated Aquarius for 5 years, was engaged for 2. But here you are, another Aquarius, and I'm like, oh shit. And then you're trying to be like, don't get me wrong. Mike, there was never a dull time. I enjoyed you. We had great times. You were running a race that I wasn't necessarily even participating in yet. I was still on the sideline trying to figure out if I wanted to get in the race.
The relevant situation is what I learned from the situation is like the song by her says.
But the funny part, somebody keeps commenting down there, he needs to come on in so we can talk about why I stopped talking to him too. Why he keeps commenting. And you know who you are.
Oh my, well, listen, I don't know.
Let's really get messy.
I really don't know shit about that. All I know is my situation. That's the only thing I'm going to talk about. So
now somebody saying they wish they would have caught the situation from the beginning. Mike's not going to delete the live. It'll be there.
Oh, I'm not going to delete the live, y'all. It's going to be up there. I'm a very truthful and transparent person. So whatever scrutiny y'all going to give me, it's going to come. Listen. And me had this conversation because y'all, it's a difficult conversation and it needs to be had. Because it doesn't work out all the time between two people.
My thing is this. I came in and told you exactly what I did not want. I did not sugarcoat it. I did not mix it. That's why I wasn't having sex with people, because I didn't want to send them mixed signals. I didn't want them to feel like, oh my God, here we are fucking, but you don't want me. Like, that's how feelings get. People can say they can separate sex and love and all that. Everybody can, especially when you're already interested in somebody. We didn't fuck on each other. We didn't kiss on each other. I didn't do those things on purpose. It's not that I wasn't interested in you, Mike. It's not that I wasn't interested. It's not that I didn't find you attractive. I knew I wasn't ready and I wasn't in the mind frame for it. So for me to have done all those things to you would have been absolutely horrible. Especially when I know that, one, nigga, you've tried to date me multiple times over years. So I already know this can go literally from 0 to 60.
I don't remember you from that one time before, but that's besides the point. My thing is this. What did I learn from this situation, y'all? Match energy, match effort. If it's not being reciprocated, don't continue to do it.
See, that's again how you get things confused, Mike. Because Mike, you said and told them when I first met you, Mike. Did I tell you that I was not interested in a relationship?
And what
no. This is a yes or no question. I either did or I didn't. Did I tell you I wasn't interested in a relationship? Yes. Did I tell you I was not healed from my ex? Yes. So when you say don't to match energy, you should have came in matching that energy from the beginning. Don't do shit and then get mad at me because I'm not going against the words I gave you.
Kevin, had you had like something on your page to say I'm not looking for a relationship, I wouldn't even hit you up. I'll be honest with you. When people have that on their page and their profiles, I don't hit them up. They have, I'm not looking for a relationship. But now
that's weird for you to say, because if everybody goes back and listens to this live, when we first started talking, you was trying to smash. It's so weird to say that. Now, hold on. Now all of a sudden it was about relationship. But originally you wanted to smash, Mike. You wanted some dick. And now if we really want to be real, Mike, let's talk. Hold on. Because sitting here and it's not playing the fact. And one of the biggest things is what we didn't talk about, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but since we're doing this to kind of paint me like I just wasn't wrong or truthful, Mike, you had sex with my best friend. I found this out after me and you started dating. Oh, doesn't matter. That's still my best friend.
Know he was your best friend.
Exactly. So nigga, you didn't think I would instantly be like, oop, never mind.
Kevin, how was I?
And mind you, you're saying that was my best friend years ago. But Mike, I saw the text messages. Y'all had still been texting within like the past 12 months about fucking and sucking and
Before I
kissing.
even knew y'all was friends, Kevin.
Exactly. So once you found out that that was my best friend,
Kevin,
you should have known that would possibly.
I didn't know. I didn't even recognize him when I saw him at the Express.
Like, exactly. But when you did, Mike, and I brought it to your attention, you made it seem like you didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Like, oh, well, he's
I didn't, because the way.
No, baby.
Pause. Wait a minute.
You tried to downplay it, and that's what again bothered me.
Because I do not try to fuck on two best friends. So let's be very
No.
I
I don't want them to think you tried to fuck on us at all. He did not know we were best friends. We met years apart. He did not know that we were best friends. This was years apart. But what I'm saying is this. When you saw it and I said, that's my best friend right there, and I said, Court, this is Mike. Mike, this is Court. And you said, hey, nice to meet you. At no point did you say, oh my God, I fucked your best friend. Like,
I didn't recognize him. I didn't recognize him. He was at Express. I wasn't looking at him.
Listen, but that's what I'm trying to say, Mike. Even if you didn't recognize it, all those things play into where we are now.
Okay, and it didn't work out.
Yes, but you try to make it seem like I just was like this. Oh no, it's this, and I made it. No, Mike, I came to you and told you I did not want a relationship. I came to you and I wouldn't have sex with you because I wasn't having, and I'm still abstinent. I'm still abstinent to this day.
Kevin, can you own up to the fact about your attitude?
About my attitude?
Yes.
Listen.
It was very.
My attitude was cold. My attitude was cold for multiple reasons. My attitude was cold because by that time, one, I had told you multiple times, Mike, I don't want to have sex. I'm not really trying to put myself in that predicament. By that time, you had already asked me 5. Oh, you asked me a question. I'm telling you, but I answered it and I said, yes, it was definitely cold. It was, but Mike, you pushed me to be cold. I told you from the get-go I didn't want a relationship. We still kind of went down certain paths, and I was like, all right, cool. I met your sister. We had dinner. That was great. I had a great time. She's a sweet girl. Absolutely. Then I met your roommate. We hung out, kicked it. Cool. I tell you all the time, Mike, there's not a dull moment that I had with you. I enjoyed every laugh. I enjoyed every meal. I enjoyed every drink. I enjoyed every conversation. We never have a dull moment. They feel like we're putting on right now, but they don't realize this the same way we talk to each other when we're sitting on the couch across from each other, because we enjoy each other and we have real conversation and dialogue. So I appreciate you calling me on to say this, but I don't want you to set it up as if I did not tell you from the moment we met what my expectations were or what I could not handle. And then you still kind of push the narrative of certain things. And I was just like, well, and you're like, oh, well, I'm trying. Well, why do you keep putting forth effort when I tell you that's not what I just want a friend right now. I want somebody to have my back. I want somebody to watch me heal. And you're constantly telling me, oh, you're not matching my effort. I'm sitting here doing effort. You don't appreciate effort. But nigga, I told you not to put effort because I'm not ready for effort. That's when I'm confused. I'm confused how I tell you I'm not ready for effort. You still put forth effort, and then you mad at me because I'm like,
did I not at any point in time say, okay, I'm not trying to be friend zoned. I'll be patient. I'll give you time. Did I just say that?
But in order for you not to be friend zoned, you have to respect my wishes. When I tell you, Mike, I'm currently abstinent and I don't want to be invited to cuddle. You kept asking, why don't you just come? I'm not gonna force you. No, you did not ask me once. You asked me multiple times. And then you said, I don't know why you're worried about that. I'm not gonna force myself on you or force you to have sex. No, it's the point that I know me. And if I'm laying in bed with a nigga who I find attractive, I'm trying to fuck. Period, point blank.
If they say
I'm trying to fuck.
If you celibate, you're not trying to do that, okay.
That doesn't. But if I'm saying that I don't want to put, that's like asking the crackheads to come to a crack house when they tell you they trying to get off crack. No, bitch, I don't want to go. If I'm telling you it's going to put me in a bad, but if I'm telling you it's going to put me in a bad situation or a bad headspace, respect me.
Are you trying to say that's an issue? Is that what you're trying to say?
It was an issue. You didn't respect the fact that I told you I was trying to be celibate, absent, and did not want a relationship. Mike, you knew from the get-go, if you wanted to be in my life and shoot your shot, what you do in that moment is you support me. You support me in my celibacy. You support me in my healing. You support me in whatever I'm going through. My ex, just support me. That's what I was looking for you for. But it's like you kept trying to force this, and then you tell me how, oh, you're trying to put forth effort, and I do this and I do that. I didn't have to take, like, you threw up the fact that you dropped my friend off at work before, and I was sitting there like, that was that bitch that asked me to ask you consult that. Oh no. But I'm sitting here like, I didn't give a fuck about that bitch.
What friend did I drop off at work?
Mark, you know which one. 10 Lizzies. Exactly. You don't even
I don't
remember.
I don't
That's
remember.
the worst part. But you threw it in my face as if you were doing it for me. That's the fucked up part is you threw it in my face like you were doing it for me.
That friend, the one that was staying with you,
Shh.
I did to be helpful. Kevin,
But when we had a conversation about it, you were telling me about the effort you were putting forth.
Once that was done, I was done talking about the situation. And once all that, I put it out of my head. I didn't, first off, I'm just going to put this out. Didn't know that was your best friend. I get that.
Who's my best friend? Oh, okay. No name.
I just thought it was your best friend.
Right. Yeah. I didn't expect it to.
Had I known, I never would have tried to hit you up. Never
would have
tried to hit you up.
That wasn't the problem. It wasn't the problem as if you tried to hit me up. Listen, you would not be the first gentleman. You would not be the first gentleman that has crossed paths between me and my best friend. That's not what this is about. This is not about the fact of if you listen. I'm not one of those people that harp on hookups. Where my soulmate is, my soulmate lies. What we did 10 years ago is not my problem. My problem was when I brought it to you and I introduced y'all, you didn't even know who the fuck you was, or you claimed you didn't. Cool. But then when I brought it to you, it was just kind of like, oh, I don't remember. No, it wasn't that way. But my best friend had receipts. One thing the nigga gonna show me is text messages and receipts. He had receipts of what the fuck he was telling me, but what you were telling me wasn't matching. Oh, that was so long ago. Oh, I don't even talk to him no more. We ain't spoken a long time. But his receipts showed differently. I didn't want to.
But y'all riding so hard for each other. But
who rides so hard for each other?
Isn't that the friend that did some shit to you with your relationship?
Oh, not you gonna bring up the fact of what? See, this is okay. Let's talk about it. No. Let's talk about it, Mike. Because I told you that while we were getting to know each other about how my best friend and my ex messed around with each other. But now you're going to use that as some type of ammunition. Wait, hold on. You're going to try to use that now as some type of ammunition to discredit my friend of what he was saying.
Kevin, you call about 4 different guys your best friend. Be real about it.
I do. You have Jamar. You have Kenny, you have the one we're currently talking about, and you have TJ. Then you also have my 2 brothers in Wisconsin. Don't play me. I have all of my friends, the people who know me, I call my best friend. But again, that has nothing to do with what you're trying to use right now. But that has nothing to do with what you're trying to use right now. What was your point of that comment?
Because I'm trying to
discredit my friend?
Because I'm trying to distinguish what we're talking about. You introduced, you talked about 4 or 5 different best friends. I'm trying to figure
4 in Atlanta. 4.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out who it was.
Somebody said that shit about bingo, not Instagram. Child, we're not trying to make no money. We're having a conversation. Mind y'all business. But what I'm saying is, what was the point of you making that conversation about my ex and my best friend?
Because I'm trying to distinguish which best friend you were
Because since we want to be messy, didn't you have niggas who used to talk to you and then go talk to your roommate?
Yeah, they did. And
you know your roommate followed me on Instagram shortly after we met, right?
Oh, he did?
I didn't talk to him, though.
Well, based on what, he told me.
But I'm just trying to figure out what was the point of you trying to be messy?
I'm not trying
Why did you bring up my best friend and my ex?
Because
we had that conversation in private. Me and you had that conversation in private. What was the point of you using that right now?
I just told you. I was trying to distinguish which best friend you told me about because you told me about 4
You know, it was the same one. You know, because that's how I said, it was the same one. I said, oh, this isn't a surprise to me. He did X, Y, and Z with my ex. You know what the fuck you were getting at. My question to you is, why did you use it?
I just told you I was trying to distinguish which one of your many best friends.
Oh, you was trying to be messy, bitch.
No.
You were trying to be messy. And I can be messy. Jump that. Because I'm sure he's somewhere on here. You tried it.
What did we learn?
Used something that, wait. So you used something that I told you in private between me and you while we were dating as ammunition towards me right now. Baby. Let me get one more one. Let's continue this conversation.
What did we learn from this?
Let me refill.
What did we learn from this situation?
Let me refill.
I'll let you go first. What did we learn from this situation?
What did we learn from this situation? One thing that we learned is you're no different from any other Aquarius that I've ever met. Because one thing that my ex used to do all the time is use things that I've told him about my childhood, about my upbringing, my hurt, my pain, my insecurities, and use them as ammunition when they were upset, mad, or they couldn't motherfucking win an argument with me like you just showed that you did. Because the fact that you're bringing my best friend who's currently probably watching this live up to say that I was currently either talking about him behind his back or letting you know what the fuck he did years ago in our friendship in 2017 is some shitty shit, Mike. It's shitty as fuck.
I apologize for using that.
Oh, no, don't apologize for shit.
I mean, I'm just apologize for that.
Don't throw a brick me and hide your motherfucking hands.
I'm not gonna apologize. I'm not gonna backtrack.
Don't apologize. You said what you said and did what you said. But that was some messy shit, baby.
But have you not talked about this in an open forum on Twitter? Is this not public knowledge?
You said what?
Yes, you have.
Have I talked about what? But you actually know who the person is. We literally were sitting here having a conversation about y'all two dating. No. There's a difference between me discussing my pain or my hurt and you trying to use that shit against me as some type of ammunition to try to discredit my friend.
I was using it to distinguish between the four.
No, baby. You could have distinguished between him between a lot of places. Once we said express, baby, you knew who the friend was. Who are we trying to distinguish it for? Other people who might be following that might know the tea?
So my question is this: that particular friend is the one that worked in
that you also fucked.
Yeah, I did fuck him.
Oh, okay.
Told me, and that was years before I met you.
Oh, and my ex and him was years before I met you, but you just told me about it.
I didn't know that was something that was private, Kevin. You've talked
it
about
wasn't. It's not that it's private or it's not private, Mike. Again, to this point of asking you, what was the point of you saying it right now?
I just telling you. I just keep saying. I was trying to distinguish which best friend.
Kiss my ass.
Okay.
You wasn't trying to distinguish the difference between my child. There are so many other ways you could have distinguished because you know a lot more about my friend, including his dick size.
No, I don't remember that. It was forgettable.
Nonetheless, you know a lot more about my friend other than the fact that him and my ex messed around behind my back a long time ago, and I told you about it while we were talking.
I don't know anything about your friend other than the name.
Oh, no, you just told everybody. You knew because I told you. It ain't no secret. It's not a secret, Mike. It wasn't a secret. My best friend knows how I feel. My ex knows how I feel. And we've all healed. I still talk to both of them hoes. I'm not mad about it. But again, what I'm asking you is when we're going to be men and we're going to stand up and say we said some shit, say that shit with your chest. You said it to be messy. You said it to be mean. And you said it to try to get under my skin. Oh, but which one of your friends you talking about? You're talking about the one that you said messed around with your ex years ago? Yeah, bitch. Ain't this the same?
Best friend, brother. I was trying to figure out who the
Listen, Linda. Listen. One thing you cannot tell me, baby, is you cannot, baby, listen. I am almost 38 years old. I learned how to read from some old queens. I know when the bitch is trying to be shady and Mike. One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to disrespect you on my live or on this show. But that was some shady ass shit. And I'm sure we'll talk about it later. But that was some shit. What was the point of you bringing up the fact that my best friend and my ex messed around on this live right now? When this live was supposed to be about me and you and our healing.
Years ago.
This conversation was supposed to be about me, you, and our healing and what happened between us.
Hey, so
how to get to my ex and my...
I said, what do you
No, because I told you that one of the reasons we stopped talking was because you messed with my best friend. Oh, didn't he mess your ex too? Bitch, what?
Girl, you brought up the fact that I had slept with him.
You did, but why did you bring up the fact that him and my ex?
You brought that up. Why did you
This was about me and you, though. That's true about your narrative, though.
That was about us. Why did you bring that
up? No. Why did you bring up my ex and him? Oh, is you talking about the best friend that did such and such?
I done said it so many times.
It doesn't make sense. And I don't think no motherfucker down here on your own show believes you to tell you. It doesn't make sense. My narrative of me saying that you and my best friend messed around has to do with me and you and why we stopped talking. My ex and my best friend messing around, what the fuck they got to do with me and you?
What does me and your best friend beforehand years ago have to do with me and you now? Okay, well, whatever. You brought that up.
No. It has nothing to do with me and you. There are just certain standards and guidelines as me as a 90s gay, 80s baby. Listen, you asked me a question, I'm trying to answer to you. There are certain standards that I just don't like crossing paths with my friends. I don't.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. I could have gotten over the fact. I could have gotten over the fact that y'all had messed around. But it was the fact when I brought it to you, Mike, you downplayed the shit like you didn't know what I was talking about or you didn't know who he was. So that lets me know right there, that was already some shady shit. Like, what do you mean you don't know who he was? Like, nigga, I'm looking at the text messages of when the last time y'all... I'm looking at the text messages of when the last time you two communicated, your shit doesn't match up to his. Like, it doesn't. Like, how do you not remember who he is?
I didn't talk to the nigga since not even 2020 I even talked to him.
Y'all talked in 2020. Y'all did talk to it. I saw the messages. I literally physically with my own eyes. Like, yo, I'm not asking. I wasn't mad at you about that. But see, this is the problem. Own that shit. Just like the shit you just said about my ex and my best friend.
Remember.
What does that have to do with now?
He was a non-fucking factor. I didn't fucking remember him at all, period.
Did you just call him a non-motherfucking factor?
Like
did you just call him a non-motherfucking factor?
That's what I'm saying. Kevin, I didn't remember him. He didn't register.
I ain't mad at you. But you remember him enough to know he fucked my ex to bring it up right now.
Once you distinguish it, yes.
I didn't distinguish nothing. You did. You said, oh, well, which best friend we talking about? Because you got 4 of them. Are we talking about the one, that him and your ex? Da-da-da. Ooh, bitch. We are.
Okay.
And we're still best friends. I still talk to him. We still kick it. I still fuck with him. He'll just never be left alone with any nigga that I ever date again.
This is what I'll do. Because like you said, this is supposed to be a healing situation between us. I apologize.
But it was cool up until you made that comment. And Mike, you don't understand. How do you not understand how that comment was a problem?
How you not understand me fucking your best friend comment was a problem? Like until you clarified.
Because that was the truth. That was the truth, though. Had you sat on this live and told me that I crossed paths or slept with somebody,
like you were being shady, stand in it. I'm gonna stand in it, y'all.
Thank you.
I'm gonna stand in it. I'm gonna do it. There we go. I apologize. That comment about that best friend situation pissed me off.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm going to stand into it. Y'all have questions? Anybody got questions, comments that y'all want to know?
Oh, child, they've been gagging out here the whole time. One of them asked me, what did my ex do that was so good that made me stay around? It wasn't that he did anything so good. One thing you have to understand about him is we were friends before we were lovers. And our friendship was so deep and we were so entwined. Like, we were friends. Like, I still care about him. I still hope his well-being and stuff like that. But we were friends before we were boyfriends. So it was like, I lost my best friend when I lost my ex. All bullshit aside, I lost my best friend when I lost my ex because we were friends. He knew everything about me. As soon as I got good news, he was the first person I wanted to call. Got bad news, he was the first person I wanted to call. Like, it was just this ongoing thing where we were just, where does this leave you to? Oh, listen, me and Mike will always be good. Me and Mike will always be good. This conversation was for us to heal, for us to have a real conversation, and for our community, because these are conversations that a lot of times we ghost each other. We don't talk about what the issue was so that the other person can grow and understand and see where they kind of fell short or where they thought that they were doing things that could have possibly been harboring what they were trying to build. So these are different conversations that sometimes we don't have. So I don't want y'all to ever feel like me and Mike probably gonna get off this phone, FaceTime each other and talk about this whole live. So I don't want y'all to feel like me and Mike are not good or not cool. I absolutely appreciate him inviting me this. Y'all break up on bad terms. I'm sorry, no, we didn't break up on bad terms. I talked to my ex last week. Like, we literally text all the time. He's in a new relationship. I wish him nothing but the best. Me and Mike also we never were in a relationship to have broke up. Mike felt like we were dating. I didn't. That's where we have a difference of opinion. I felt like when I first met him, I told him from the get-go, I did not want a relationship. I was not healed from my ex. I'm still dealing with the pain and the shit that he caused. I'm still hearing about shit that could possibly have happened in our relationship. So I was not looking for a boyfriend. I was looking for a friend. I was looking for a companion. I was looking for somebody I go to movies with, kick it with, watch stuff with, laugh with. But I was not looking for someone who wants to take me to bed sexually. I wasn't looking for a friend. I'm gonna be real. And I constantly tell people that all the time. I wasn't looking for friends. I'm just gonna put that out. You weren't.
I wasn't looking for friends. Period. Nothing platonic is not what I was looking for.
Which was fine.
Somebody said,
but that's where we differentiated, because I felt like.
Wait a minute. Let me answer his question.
Okay.
Mike defined dating. For me, dating is what y'all think of in the traditional sense. For me, I traditionally doing that, putting in effort, getting to know somebody for a period of time, trying to move into a romantic space or whatnot. Apparently, on my end, I thought that's what we were doing, but me lingering around. And that's where I was wrong at, y'all. I'm gonna be very
lingering, but you just described it as you lingering around.
I lingered around. That's why I fucked up it. Because the thing about it is, what I do learn from this situation now, and what I've done ever since then, is it reaches a point to where if somebody tells me, "Hey, I'm not looking for a relationship," I cut it off. I stop it right then and there. I don't stick around trying to be their friend or hope that they're gonna. Feel any differently.
But Mike, in some ways, to be honest with you, to be honest with you, in some ways, I feel like
move on to something else.
You've always heard people say that people are brought into your life for a season or a reason. Sometimes you're hindering yourself by always feeling like every person that you are possibly attracted to or find interesting is supposed to be your soulmate or your lover. They're not.
But that's the thing about it.
Hold on.
That's just for people that I might want to date. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers.
Right, but hear me out. Hear me out. But that may not be what's in the cards for y'all. And you need to learn to listen to what the person that you're interested in is telling you. And I think that's where we differentiate it. I did not feel that you heard me. When I'm telling you, Mike, no, I don't want to cuddle because it puts me in a situation where I just, it's not good for me. That's literally the words I told you. It's not good for me. And you still ask me multiple times after that. So then in that way, it's kind of like, I feel like, damn, like, is he worried about me? Is he worried about, or is it just about Mike? So then it's like when things happen and I start moving certain ways, and then the whole, you came to my job. We had been talking for maybe a month and a half, a month before you came to my job.
Okay.
Why can't your relationship just be that? Why do they have to be defined by?
I don't know. I think it's power in labels. I think a wife has more power than a girlfriend more power than a side.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I am bound to be someone's husband. I am not a hookup. I am not a boyfriend. I am not a date. I am a husband. Do you hear me? Don't get it twisted because I don't have a haircut right now, baby. I stand 6'5" and I am sexy. I'm almost 40 years old, okay? I look fucking good. I'm a husband. But what I'm saying is the person I thought who I was engaged to and thought was going to be my husband hurt me in ways that I'm still healing from, and now I'm healed. Now, had we met now, Mike, we could probably have a totally different conversation. But what I'm saying is then the conversation I was trying to have with you and be as genuine as I could, be as open as I could, because I did know you did have feelings for me. I wasn't naive. This wasn't the first time that you shot your shot or we spoke. But what I'm saying is I knew, so that's why I came with the, I'm not healed and I'm not ready. I understand that you were, but I'm not healed and I'm not ready. So I wanted you to just be my friend, be in my zone, be in my presence, and do that. You said you were doing that, but you were doing that with expectation.
I get that, that's what you wanted. But the thing about it is what I don't like that people do is they expect for you to turn that off just like that. Like,
I don't expect you to do nothing. I expect you to move accordingly.
I'm saying
I don't expect you to do nothing but move accordingly.
Like, turn it off just like that.
I don't expect you to do that. I expect you to move accordingly.
You can't feel less for somebody, and they can feel more for you.
Listen,
that's reality.
I didn't expect that from you. I expect you to move accordingly. Mike, if me and you were in a relationship, you can love my dirty drawers. You hear me? You can love my dirty drawers. But just imagine I'm always cheating on you. Every time you turn around, it's a bitch in your face like, I fucked your nigga. Every time you're going to start what? Wait. But I'm going to ask you a question. Even though you love me, you're going to start what? Moving accordingly. Right?
I start moving on. Yeah.
So I'm moving accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's done.
That's what I wanted you to do from the get-go, was move accordingly. When I came to you and said, Mike, I think you... No. Because, Mike, did I ever feel like I wasn't attracted to you? Did I ever make you feel like I wasn't attracted to you?
Yeah.
When?
Not purposely you didn't, but your actions did.
My actions did. No, but my words?
Listen, my love...
No.
So, yeah.
No. Because to be honest with you, Mike, and this might sound shitty, it wasn't my actions. It was your insecurities that made you feel that way. Because I always told you was the bad bitch. Always. Mike, I used to try to get you to go dress. I used to try to get you to go change. I used to try to get you to tell you when you come see me, make an effort. Mike, did we not have a conversation about you making an effort when you come see me?
And I told you it was like Mean Girls. Sweatpants is all that fit me there. Then when I started losing
weight. But I told you as a person who worked in the clothing store, come into my store, take 2 hours. We're going to try on every motherfucking pair of pants, shirt, clothes, shoes, everything. We're going to try to find what fits you appropriately. Did I not say that, Mike?
When I came over and tried.
That was one time you came because you needed a suit for a reunion. But I'm saying when you were talking about you didn't know your size because you lost all this weight and you were feeling insecure. And I said, well, Mike, come into my store, it's just being me and you. We're going to the fitting room. I'll keep showing you stuff, keep giving you stuff. We're going to find your size. Did I not tell you that?
Yeah, when we found that suit.
Did you not leave with that suit?
Oh, yeah. No, I got that
That's
suit.
what I'm saying. So I tried to get you there. I tried to get you out of the whole you not feeling comfortable in your confidence and telling you as a person you were attracted to or interested in, like, nigga, well, I see it. Come in. Let me put you in some stuff. Let me show you. You wouldn't let me.
You know what?
You would
You know
not
what?
let me, Mike. You would not let me. You would not let me.
You know what? You know, honestly, what it is, like I said, I couldn't receive that then. Like I said, I was in my own healing. I was in my own healing. I was in my own time. I was decimated. I was trying to build myself back up.
But I was also trying to do that for you.
Wait a minute. Now I know why Mike wants you. Wanted. We're just cool now. So,
Mike, are you really saying you don't want me no more?
No. I'm legit terrified.
I'll
be terrified.
Wait, you're terrified? So are you
I would be
scared or you really just don't want me? Those are two different things.
Terrified.
You're scared to want me.
I don't know if I can trust you.
Trust? What if I ever did? We'll have this conversation offline because now you said the word trust. But what I'm saying to you is, Mike, is I try to guard your feelings. I tried to guard how you felt about yourself. I pushed you and told you were better than you thought you were. I told you that you were sexy. I told you that your body looked good. I told you to come in so we can find the clothes that fit you.
I mean,
you were not hearing it. You were not a part of it.
But not like.
Oh, wait. Mike ghosted me too, but I thank him for it. Wait, Mike, because you said, somebody here said Mike ghosted me too, but I thank him for it. He was a great guy, though.
Who is Victor Edwards? See, I don't even know. People always tell me I don't know these people. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm not trying to be rude.
Now somebody said I keep interrupting you and not letting you make your point. Go to make your point, Mike.
Okay, so this is what my point is. What I'm trying to say is at the time I couldn't receive it. For me, my love language is physical touch. And so many times, as a bigger guy, I've had people say, oh, you're attractive. Oh, you're cool. Oh, you're cute. But it's
Did
just
I
words.
ever say any of those things?
But it's just words.
But did I ever say any of those things? Did I ever bring up your size?
No, but what I'm saying
did I ever bring up your body type?
Words.
But no. You were holding me responsible for things I've never done.
Kevin, like I just said, for me those are just words. I know how people feel about me by when they show me. When they show me.
Mike, I can't.
Anything.
You wanted me to show you something that I told you in the beginning I wasn't ready for.
You couldn't give it. You couldn't get what I needed, and I couldn't get what I needed. So that's where we're at the impasse. That's it. That's it.
But I told you from the beginning I wasn't ready for those things.
Kevin, I get that you saying that your words should have been enough. The stuff that you did with me should have been enough. But on my end, my world, my perception of reality, it wasn't enough, and I felt like I was starving. And that's what it is. And then I guess the birthday situation between us, that was just it. And I was like, we just need time apart. So yeah.
Which we absolutely did. And I'm not upset about it.
So we got 2 minutes left. We got 2 minutes left. That's what the timer is saying on here. So Kevin, this is what I want to ask. This is what I want to say. I apologize for being shady in this right here, in this moment between us having this dialogue and conversation, because I want it to be a healing moment. I also apologize for not hearing you and moving accordingly when you were telling me that you were not ready for a relationship and that you were in your own healing process. For somebody who was healing at the time, I should have been more cognizant to that, more sensitive to that, and been more catering to that, or I should have left you alone completely. How I feel about you now is, oh, you're amazing. You're a powerful person, very resourceful, very hardworking. But I would have to say, if something romantic would terrify me of you, because I can't do ice. And I know when you get mad or it's done, I can't. I don't know how to navigate this space. But I do know that you are, like I said, a beautiful, wonderful, amazing person. You're an amazing dad. You're an amazing son, amazing brother. And from somebody who's the head of a family of my own, that is extremely admirable. I know you have a lot of good things coming up that you told me about yesterday. On your end, I am proud of you. You keep me posted. We will talk, and this is great. Yeah, this is why we have conversations like
Let
this.
me finish by saying thank you for allowing me on your platform, allowing you hear me out, having a difference of opinion and still be on me to express myself, and us having this, in some cases, kind of a tense conversation that we were having. But in some cases, I think that it really